Do a video this morning. We've come in on a Saturday morning to fit a snorkel onto Craig's L200. He's done a little bit of a body lift on it and he's fitted some wheel arches, so it might not look exactly like yours, but we're going to go for the snorkel now. So we've got the snorkel kit. The one we've got is different to some we've been looking at on YouTube, and the difference seems to be is your air filter box. So this is the, what's this, 2.5 litre, Craig?
Yep.
2.5 litre diesel, which is going to be the most common UK truck. Some of the Australian videos I've been looking at have the air filter inlet. So this is your air filter box, your air is travelling that way into your engine, and the air intake is on the side of the box here. It comes up to the front here, which is quite a sensible place to have your air intake really, on a four-wheel drive, nice and high. So what's the snorkel going to do? We've laid it out on the floor. Obviously you'd all be aware you've got your snorkel, and there's a big debate as to whether they face forwards or backwards, but I'm not going to join that debate. Put it on whichever way you like. You've got the black hose clip that comes in the kit is obviously colour coded to join that. You've got a metal bracket and three nuts and bolts here, three bolts and washers here that bolt your bracket on. Then there's three rivets where you're going to rivet that onto your A-pillar. Then there's 8 of these studs and nylock nuts. Did you check whether, are they stainless, Kate? Let's have a look. Kate's got a magnet in her hand. Let's have a look. What have we got? Yep, they're stainless. There's no, just try and pick up those nuts and washers. A little bit. They look like they're stainless, which is a good job. So on the studs, a quick point to note, one end you've got this sort of Allen key fixing, the other end is just the normal cut-off end. So what you were going to do is, when we've marked the holes and checked it, we're going to screw the studs into there. Obviously we can tighten it up, we'll put some Loctite on there, and then when you put it in through the wing, you'll fit your washer, you'll get your hand up inside the wing, and you'll bolt your washer and your nylock nuts. So they're nylock nuts, so they're not going to shake off. So you've got 8 of those. Then there's obviously the hole where it goes through the wing, and then you've got this pipe that's going to attach onto there and connect into your airbox. Now they have supplied an extra adapter plate to go onto the airbox, and on the Australian video I watched for the petrol one, he did cut this off, but we'll see if it fits the standard flange. We'll get to that later in the video. They've obviously given you 3 little self-tappers there for joining that on. Now, one of the problems you've got, and this is the air tank, the water to overflow tank, is that just where you want to drill your hole, this is your radiator water overflow tank. I got the hiccups now. Now that comes right in the way. Now on the Australian video they sort of moved it slightly, but it looks like for this one they've given you what looks like a really nice stainless steel TIG welded capture tank, complete with fitting. So we're not sure at this stage where that goes, but we'll work that out. And then we've got some fittings which we think are related to fitting this, and so bear with us on the video. We've got 2 nuts and bolts there and 2 bolts and washers there. We've got a little bit of sort of foamy rubber trim which must go somewhere to stop it rattling or chaffing. And then we got these 4 bonus washers that we've yet to work out where they go. They may be related, but all will become clear. So we're going to probably do this video in 2 stages, and if you're doing it over a weekend you might want to do the external fixing and the hole in the wing here in one, and you could actually get the snorkel on pretty much, and then the second bit of the video is going to be taking the air box out, taking the water box out, drilling the second hole we need to drill in the inner wing, and working out where that water capture tank goes. So we are going to start now. We've just positioned the template, which doesn't look good. White on a white car, it's not good for my video, but it's fine. We're going to position this template. There's obviously a cutout round the side repeater, and it sort of follows the shape of Craig's arches, because you didn't have arches on this one, did you? No. So, but it follows the top of the thing. What we're going to do is we're going to put some masking tape. So we'll grab some masking tape now, put that on, and get ready to mark these holes. Right. So we've put masking tape underneath the wing, and it basically we've used the 2-inch tape, and it runs across here like so. Now, there's actually 9 holes you're marking, which are 8 holes which are where the studs are going to go through, and then there's actually a 9th hole here, and I've sort of put it on here where we're going to drill the big hole to get the duck through. So do you want to finish off, Craig? Finish off, just Sharpie pen in. Other pens are available. Those. Right. Now we can whip that. Do you want to whip that template off now? And then we can get busy with the drill. Harry's nicked my drill. We're going to have to use the mains drill. Yeah, that template seems to line up pretty cool. We're pretty happy with that. So there you can see we've got the masking tape on there. And the masking tape obviously serves 2 purposes. One, it makes it nice and easy to mark on. Marking on your shiny metal, especially if you've got a black car, is pretty tricky. It also, now we come to drill, is hopefully going to stop the drills wandering. It just gives it something to sort of bite into initially to stop it sliding all over the paintwork. We'll get busy with the drill. We'll start with a little pilot drill, and then we'll drill it out to 10mm. Okay, so we're just going to drill the holes. We've done most of them. Just going to do the last 3. Craig got keen and used the centre punch as well to try and, so he'd look professional on the video. Right, there we go, that's good. Right, what have we got to do now? Right, we're going to drill those out now because they're just pilot drills. We're going to drill them out to 10mm, and so we can, yep, and we'll check the studs go through. So now we need to drill a hole in the truck. So we haven't drilled out we've drilled out these holes here. We've gone to 8, not 10. Now you can go to 10. We'll go for 8. And if we have problems lining the studs up, we'll drill some out to 10. So one thing we have to do is we have to put some paint around the edges here. But we'll do that after we've sort of test fitted it, or we'll come back and put some paint around the edges. So this is the hole we haven't drilled out, and we're going to have to drill out the hole for that. We've got 102, we've got a hole saw, 102mm. And if you just put that in there. So you just need to be able to get that through the wing. You need a little bit of wiggle room because just lining it up is going to be tricky otherwise. So that's what we're going to go for. Right then, Craig, you on it? So we've loosened the wheel arches. How's that looking on your wheel arch? Is that going to be right? That's going to be fine. So we're making progress. It's cutting through. We've just put some cutting compound, which is going to make it cut through super quick and stop it jamming. Okay, so we'll keep going. Let's keep going and see if that... Pull that, yeah. Grab the arch. Nearly there. It's the shape of the wing, it's just that. There we go. So that's the brutality. Obviously we are going to have to cut through on the inside here. There looks to be a strengthening bar that's going to give us some problems on the inside there, I reckon. But we'll worry about that when we get to the inside. But there we go, that's the hole drilled. So yeah, one little bonus bit of advice we're going to give you now is this looks like the bonnet pull cable. Ooh, let me zoom out a bit. Yeah, you want to be careful when you're drilling through. You're fine. We'll well clear it, but don't go slamming that or keep on drilling or getting too carried away. Remember, you have got a bonnet pull on the inside there, and check for any wires or anything you've got up on the inside there. Right, one thing you have to do now is we're going to clean this edge up, run a file around it, and then we can test fit the snorkel in place. So we drilled out, we had to wiggle a couple of the little holes to get it on, but now we've got our first look of what the snorkel is going to look like, and Craig's smiling, so we're looking pretty good. Now's a good time to put some masking tape on your A-pillar, and we're going to bolt the bracket on here. Right, we're going to put a little bit of thread lock on the bolts just so they don't come off if we got any. Oh, there we go. You might get enough for two on that. Because what we need to do now is bolt that bracket on into those captive nuts there, and then we're going to mark on the A-pillar where we need to drill, and then we're going to take it all off again once we've marked it, drill the holes, ready to rivet it. We could probably drill them with it on, but seeing as we haven't bolted it on yet, we'll just mark the hole positions, get it out of the way so we don't damage it, and then we're ready to rivet that plate on. So we'll bolt that up, mark those holes and come back. Now one thing we be warned, on some cars we've done this on, these A-pillars seem to be made out of super turbo steel. I think it might be part of the sort of crash impact testing, and this A-pillar takes quite a lot of weight, so you may need some decent drills. We've got some cobalt drills, so yeah, just be warned, you might need some good quality drills for drilling through that. We'll see how we go. So Craig's marked and centre punched the holes in his A-pillar, and they're drilling pretty easy, aren't they? Very easy. Now one thing I would say is there are wires going up inside your A-pillar. You could take the inner trims off and have a look. Just be careful. We'll have a little look in there with a torch actually and just see how close they are and let you know. But you want to be careful not to go through too far with the drill. Yeah, in that last comment I was actually being overcautious. We've removed the inner A-pillar trim, and all the wires are well and truly the other side. It's a double membrane bit. So you're fine there. Drill away. Philly boots. Right, we're now gonna, I think we're ready to pretty much bolt this all up now. So we're gonna take the masking tape off, clear up the holes, put some paint around it to stop it rusting, and we're gonna put the thread lock on these studs and tighten these studs in, and then we're gonna bolt him up once and for all then. So we'll get all that ready and we'll come back and join you. So we've put some paint around the holes to stop any rust spreading. You don't need to do it too neatly because it's all covered over by the snorkel anyway. And we're just about to rivet the plate on here. One thing that's worth doing just to stop you getting any water ingress is this is some silicone. We're just going to give him a little sort of Botox injection here. There we go. It done. We'll clean all that off with some baby wipes. Right, and then we'll rivet on the. Do you want to have a go at riveting on the? Okay, so we've got them all positioned, and we're going to just put the other rivets in so that we know they're all in line. Otherwise, as we wrestle to snap the rivet off, you need a pretty thin rivet gun. It's pretty tight the way they've angled that bracket there. Okay, so we've got the first two done, and we're just finishing off with that last rivet. That's it. So that's the bracket riveted on. Kate's got all these ready. She's put, did you put thread lock on this last one, Kate? Yeah. Yeah. So she's put the thread lock on, and then you just need an Allen key that she's got here ready, just to knit these up. You don't want to go ultra tight because the thread lock will keep them there. So we've got that ready to go on now. So we'll just go and offer it up and bolt it up together. Right, we're bolting it up, and you'll have to get underneath the wheel arch. Remove your wheel arch liner underneath to get your hands up inside. Some of them are a bit tricky. You haven't got much room. One little technique we've just developed is we put a little bit of masking tape around the washer, and then when you push the washer over the stud, it doesn't slip back off again, and that seems to be working well. So I hope that all fitted and it's all looking good. We are going to fit the hat, and Craig's opted for the forwards the forwards, let's get it fairly square. I'll put that clip right round the back there, so it's least visible. Tighten that up. Now, I mean, you could put a self-tapper or something through. We have heard stories of these going missing and being stolen. You could put some silicone or something else on there, but no one's going to touch Craig. He's big enough, ain't you, Craig? Ain't going to mess with Craig. There we go. So that's that done. So I think we're going to stop this video here, and we're going to say that's part 1 done, which is all the external stuff, and then we'll do all the bits inside in a second video.